Okay, so are you ready for this? We are diving into a cricket match that seriously flipped the script.
Oh, yeah.
India, those kings of cricket, like practically unbeatable on their home turf,
Yeah.
just got swept 3-0 by New Zealand in a test series.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
It's really something else. Like, this is a major event in the world of cricket.
Right.
And for anyone out there who might not be super familiar with cricket, a test series, you see, it's like
Yeah.
the big leagues, the ultimate it's the longest, the toughest, and the most prestigious format in cricket.
Absolutely.
And India, especially on their home ground, they were considered the absolute favorite.
Right. It's like they were playing on easy mode, and then all of a sudden the game just glitched out.
Yeah.
And the way it happened. Pure drama.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking a Mumbai-born New Zealand player making history against his birth country.
Wow.
A controversial DRS call that could have changed the entire game.
Yeah.
And a batsman named Rishabh Pant, who nearly single-handedly pulled off a miracle.
It's a story of individual brilliance, strategic execution, and of course, you always got to have that little bit of luck, right? To keep things interesting.
Oh, absolutely. That's what keeps us on the edge of our seats.
For sure.
Speaking of individual brilliance, let's start with Ajaz Patel.
Okay.
Talk about a homecoming nobody saw coming.
What's fascinating here, it's the layers to Ajaz's story.
Yeah.
I mean, he's born in Mumbai, chooses to represent New Zealand, and then he comes back to India
Right.
and delivers this earth-shattering performance.
That's incredible.
And you have to remember, this isn't his first time making waves on Indian soil.
Right.
He already achieved this incredible feat of taking all 10 wickets in an innings during his last tour.
Oh, wow.
Like, can you imagine the weight of expectation on his shoulders?
No kidding.
Coming back to the place where he was born
Yeah.
to play against the country of his birth, it's just remarkable.
And he didn't just deliver it. He dominated 11 wickets total in this final match.
It's amazing.
It's almost poetic,
Yeah.
A Mumbai boy coming back to rewrite history on the very ground where he might have dreamed of playing for India.
It really is a narrative worthy of a sports movie, isn't it?
Totally.
And what's key here isn't just the sheer number of wickets,
Right.
but the timing, you see.
Yeah.
He was having a relatively quiet series up until this match.
Okay.
And then, boom, when it mattered most,
Yeah.
he explodes onto the scene.
Okay. But on the other side of this epic clash, we have Rishabh Pant practically staging a one-man rebellion against the inevitable.
Yeah.
While the rest of India's batting lineup was kind of crumbling on that tricky pitch,
Yeah.
Pant was like, watch this.
His batting style is something to behold. Fearless, unconventional, and absolutely thrilling.
Yeah.
So picture this, right? The pitch is doing all sorts of crazy things. The ball is bouncing unpredictably.
Oh, yeah.
And Pant is out there reverse sweeping, finding gaps in the field and just smashing boundaries.
You really have to picture this. He's facing bowlers known for their accuracy and swing, and he's practically dancing on the pitch, manipulating the field, and dictating the pace of the game.
It's amazing.
It is.
And to really understand how masterful he was, we should talk about that 84% control rate that's mentioned in one of the articles.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I know that might sound like a bunch of jargon,
Right.
but what it really means is that for 84% of the balls he faced during a crucial period,
Yeah.
Pant was the one calling the shots.
Right.
He was deciding where the ball went, how fast it went, and whether it sailed over the boundary for a 6.
Wow.
It wasn't just power hitting, it was calculated, almost surgical precision.
So it's almost like he was a chess grandmaster out there,
Yeah,
anticipating every move and turning the tide of the game with every stroke.
absolutely.
And for a while there, it really seemed like he might pull it off, right?
He single-handedly injected this energy and hope back into the Indian side.
Yeah.
That flat 6 he launched off of Ajaz, the perfectly placed top-edge sweep that went for another boundary,
Yeah.
those were moments of pure audacity.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But then came that DRS call,
Oh.
the one that had everyone talking.
Oh, yeah, the decision review system, or DRS for short.
Yeah.
It's basically a technology-assisted system used in cricket to double-check certain calls made by those on-field umpires.
Right.
And in a nail-biter like this match, one single decision can completely change the course of the game.
And it did, didn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Pant was initially given not out by the umpire on the field,
Right.
but then after this long, tense review, the third umpire, looking at all the replays and angles,
Yeah.
overturned the decision.
It was a real nail-biter, one of those moments that had fans on the edge of their seats debating whether it was the right call or not.
Yeah.
And even after the match ended, people were still analyzing every frame, every angle, every little bit of evidence,
Oh, absolutely.
trying to figure out, what really happened.
I mean, we're not here to argue whether it was the quote-unquote correct decision or not.
Right.
It's more about acknowledging the intense drama it created.
Oh.
And those what-if scenarios that just lingered in everyone's minds.
Totally.
Imagine if that decision had gone Pant's way.
Oh, wow.
Could India have pulled off the impossible?
It's a question that'll probably be debated for years to come.
Yeah.
But while Ajaz and Pant were undoubtedly the stars of this particular show,
Right.
we can't overlook the fact that New Zealand's success was a true team effort.
Absolutely.
Everyone contributed to this victory.
And to really appreciate New Zealand's victory, we have to talk about the playing field itself.
Oh, yeah.
That pitch was a beast.
This wasn't your friendly neighborhood park pitch,
Yeah.
This was a turner, a pitch that makes the ball spin and bounce in unpredictable ways, putting the batsman under immense pressure.
Right.
Uneven challenging it was a bowler's paradise.
Which makes Pant's performance even more mind-boggling.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't just facing world-class bowlers.
Right.
He was fighting the pitch itself.
Exactly.
It's like trying to hit a home run on a baseball field where the ground is constantly tilting and shifting beneath your feet.
You got it. That's
And yet he still managed to score 64 runs off just 57 balls.
incredible.
Some of the shots described in the articles are just incredible.
I know, right?
That flat six he sent sailing over Ajaz's head, those perfectly timed sweeps where he almost seemed to predict how the ball would spin.
Yeah.
It was a masterclass in adapting to challenging conditions.
Absolutely.
It's almost like he could read the pitch's mind,
Yeah.
decipher its secrets, while other batsmen were struggling to just stay upright.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That contrast is what makes this match so captivating.
Yeah.
You have Ajaz, a master of spin bowling, using those tricky conditions to his advantage.
Right.
And then you have Pant, this flamboyant batsman, countering that very challenge with his own unique brand of brilliance.
A clash of styles, a battle of wits all playing out on this stage that was determined to throw every curveball imaginable.
It's incredible.
And let's not forget the psychological aspect of this game, right?
Oh, yeah.
India, coming into the series as the undisputed champions,
Right.
suddenly find themselves trailing.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure must have been immense.
I can only imagine, especially for someone like Virat Kohli, considered one of the all-time greats.
Right.
The article mentions how he was dismissed, edging a delivery from Ajaz straight into the hands of a slip fielder.
Yeah.
It almost felt like the pressure, combined with this devilish pitch, just got to him.
Yeah, I can see that.
The mental game is just as important as the physical one in cricket.
Absolutely.
And this series really highlights that
Very sure.
New Zealand, on the other hand, came in as the underdogs.
Right.
They embraced that role, played with a sense of freedom,
Yeah.
and seized every opportunity.
And they had this secret weapon in Glenn Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't even supposed to be their main spinner,
Right.
but he ended up playing a crucial role.
Absolutely. He bowled consistently well, didn't give away easy runs,
Right.
and even trapped one of India's opening batsmen, Yashasvi Jaiswal, for an LBW. That's where the umpire decides the batsman is out, because the ball would have hit the stumps had his leg not gotten in the way.
Yeah. Okay.
You
So that brings us back to that idea of teamwork, right?
Yeah.
While this series had its standout heroes, it was ultimately New Zealand's collective effort that won the day.
Exactly. It wasn't just Ajaz's spin bowling or Matt Henry's accuracy.
Right.
It was everyone from the opening bowlers setting the tone to the lower order batsmen contributing valuable runs and holding their nerve in those really tense situations.
What stands out to you about their strategy? What were they doing that India perhaps wasn't?
Well, one key difference was their adaptability.
Okay.
New Zealand looked at that tricky pitch and thought, okay, how can we use this to our advantage?
Yeah.
Their bowlers were relentless in hitting the right areas, making the batsmen work for every single run.
Right.
They didn't give India any breathing room.
And it seems like they were really prepared to seize those crucial moments, like that run out they pulled off.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about turning the tide.
That was a brilliant piece of fielding, a perfectly placed throw, lightning-fast reflexes.
Yeah.
And India lost a key batsman just when they were starting to build a partnership.
Right.
It's those small but significant moments that often make the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, I think you're right. It seems like New Zealand played with this incredible sense of purpose. Like they truly believed they could win, even against a team like India on their home ground.
Yeah, that self-belief can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
especially in a sport like cricket where momentum can shift so quickly.
Right.
They didn't let the pressure of the occasion get to them. They played with confidence, made smart decisions, and supported each other throughout the entire series.
It's a reminder that even in a sport where history and statistics seem to hold so much sway,
Yeah,
the underdog can rise to the top.
absolutely.
And that makes it all the more exciting, right?
It certainly does. This series has given us so much to talk about: individual brilliance, unexpected heroes, and a team effort that defied expectations.
So what does it all mean? This incredible upset, a historic whitewash,
Right.
individual brilliance battling against the odds, and a team effort that just clicked.
It reminds us that even in a sport like cricket, where history and stats can feel like they're writing the script, there's always room for the unexpected.
Yeah.
This wasn't just a match. It was a story about human resilience,
Right.
about those underdog moments that make sports so captivating.
It makes you wonder, what does this win mean for both teams moving forward?
Yeah.
Will New Zealand ride this wave of confidence and become a real force to be reckoned with on the international stage? And can India bounce back from this historic loss and reclaim their dominance?
Those are the questions that'll keep cricket fans buzzing for a long time.
Yeah.
What's really struck me throughout this deep dive is how we've gotten a glimpse not just into the game itself,
Yeah.
but into the human stories behind it.
Right.
Ajaz's journey back to his birthplace,
Uh-huh.
Pant's sheer defiance in the face of defeat,
Right.
the way the entire New Zealand team came together. Yeah.
All incredibly compelling.
It's like we got a front row seat to not just the athleticism and strategy,
Yeah.
but to the heart and soul of this sport.
Exactly. And for anyone listening who might be feeling inspired to explore the world of cricket a little further,
Yeah.
there are tons of resources out there. You can find highlight reels of this match, articles about the players,
Right.
and even deep dives into the history and nuances of the game.
It's a whole world waiting to be discovered, full of its own unique blend of skill, strategy, and drama.
It really is.
Who knows, maybe you'll even find yourself caught up in the excitement of the next big match.
Yeah, we encourage you to take the plunge and see what the world of cricket has to offer. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. It's been an absolute roller coaster of a ride, and we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Thanks for listening.
Absolutely. And to really appreciate New Zealand's victory, we have to talk about the playing field itself. That pitch was a beast.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't your average park pitch, you
Right.
know? It was a turner. A pitch that makes the ball spin and bounce in crazy ways.
Right.
Putting the batsman under so much pressure, uneven challenging it, was a paradise for bowlers.
Which makes Pant's performance even more mind-boggling. He wasn't just facing world-class bowlers, he was fighting the pitch itself.
Exactly. It's like trying to hit a home run on a baseball field that's constantly tilting and shifting beneath your feet.
And yet he still managed to score 64 runs off of just 57 balls.
It's incredible. Some of those shots described in the articles are just wild.
I know that flat six he sent sailing over Ajaz's head, those sweeps where he almost seemed to know exactly how the ball would spin.
Yeah.
It was like a master class in adapting to challenging conditions.
It really was, and that contrast is what makes this match so interesting.
Right.
You have Ajaz, this master of spin bowling, using those conditions to his advantage, and then you have Pant, this flamboyant batsman, countering that challenge with his own unique brand of brilliance.
Clash of styles, a battle of wits all playing out on this stage that was determined to make things as difficult as possible.
And we can't forget about the mental side of things either.
Oh yeah, the pressure.
India coming into the series as the undisputed champions, right?
Right.
And suddenly they find themselves trailing. The pressure must have been immense.
Oh, I can only imagine, especially for someone like Virat Kohli, considered one of the all-time greats.
Exactly. The article even mentions how he was dismissed, edging a delivery from Ajaz straight to a fielder.
Yeah.
It almost felt like that pressure combined with that tricky pitch just got to him.
The mental game is as crucial as the physical one in cricket.
Absolutely. And this series really shows that New Zealand, on the other hand, came in as the underdogs.
Right.
And they embraced that role. We played with freedom
Yeah.
and just seized every opportunity that came their way.
And they had this sort of secret weapon in Glenn Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
He was even supposed to be a main spinner,
Right.
but he ended up being crucial.
He bowled so consistently, what didn't give away any easy runs, and he even got one of India's opening batsmen, Yashasvi Jaiswal, out with an LBW.
An LBW.
Yeah, that's when the umpire decides that a batsman is out, because the ball would have hit the stumps if his leg hadn't gotten in the way.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So that brings us back to teamwork, right?
Yeah.
Even though we had these standout players in the series,
Yeah.
it was New Zealand's collective effort that ultimately won them the series.
Exactly. It wasn't just Ajaz's spin bowling or Matt Henry's accuracy.
Right.
It was the whole team, from those opening bowlers setting the tone to those lower order batsmen who contributed runs and held their nerve in those super tense moments.
What stands out to you about their strategy? What were they doing that India maybe wasn't?
One big difference, I think, was their adaptability.
Okay.
They saw that tough pitch, and instead of getting intimidated, they thought, okay, how can we use this to our advantage?
Right.
Their bowlers were relentless. They made the batsmen work for every single run, didn't give them any breathing room.
It seemed like they were also really good at seizing those crucial moments, like that run out they pulled off.
Oh, yeah, that was brilliant. Fielding a perfect throw, incredible reflexes.
Yeah. And suddenly India lost a key batsman right when they were starting to build some momentum.
It's those little moments that can completely change the course of a game.
It really is, you know?
It seemed like New Zealand just played with this incredible belief. Like they knew they could win even against a team as strong as India and on India's home turf.
Yeah, that self-belief is powerful, especially in cricket, where things can change so quickly.
Right.
They didn't let the pressure get to them. They played smart, they stayed confident, and they supported each other the entire series.
It's like a reminder that even when history and statistics seem to be pointing in one direction, the underdogs can still come out on top.
Absolutely, and that's what makes it all so exciting.
It really is. So what does it all mean? This incredible, upset, historic whitewash, individual brilliance, and a team effort that just clicked.
I think it reminds us that even in a sport like cricket, where history and stats can feel so important, there's always room for the unexpected.
Absolutely.
This wasn't just a match. This was a story about human resilience.
Right.
About those underdog moments that make sport so captivating.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what does this win mean for both teams going forward? Will New Zealand ride this wave of confidence, and become this real force to be reckoned with in the world of cricket? And can India bounce back from this historic loss and reclaim their dominance?
Those are the big questions.
Yeah.
Those are the questions that'll keep cricket fans talking for a long time.
I think you're right.
What's really stood out to me, throughout this whole deep dive is how we've gotten this glimpse, not just into the game itself, but into the human side of it, you know? Ajaz's journey back to his birthplace, Pant's incredible defiance in the face of defeat.
Right.
The way that entire New Zealand team came together.
It is a great story.
It's all so compelling.
It's like we had front row seats, not just to the athleticism and the strategy, but to the heart and soul of the sport.
Absolutely. And for anyone listening who might be feeling inspired, to explore the world of cricket a little further.
Yeah. There are so many resources out there, highlight reels of this match articles about the players, deep dives into the history of the game.
Yeah. It really is a whole world waiting to be discovered, full of skill, strategy, and drama.
It is.
And who knows, maybe you'll even find yourself, caught up in the excitement of the next big match.
We really encourage you to dive in and see what the world of cricket has to offer.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. It's been a wild ride, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we have.
Thanks for listening.